Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. It's Thursday evening, and I would like to welcome you to Connie's Craft Along. Welcome to our crafting adventure for this evening. And as we often do for Connie's Craft Along, we have a fun fold tonight. It's not a brand new one, at least not to me, but it might be to you. But it's a great one, and it's one that I like, and I've used it a few times, and I thought I would share it again with you this evening. So I hope that you like it, and I hope that you will come along on this crafting adventure with me. If you are here, do say hello. Let me know that you are watching or that you're crafting, and I'm just going to get some of this set up, and then we can get started. And I didn't bring my box of goodies. Oh, no, I have it here. Little different setup tonight because I had everything sitting on the white background that I took the photo on, so it's all right here. So let me just get this going so I can see who's here with me. Say hello. Let me know that you are here, and I hope that everyone has had an absolutely awesome day. Oh, look, Karen, Bernie, and Nancy Co. Hello, ladies. Karen, I am so glad you found this. I am so sorry. I don't know if you saw my text message or not, but I just sent the information a couple of moments ago. Yeah, I was going to come right downstairs and do it. And then, there was a squirrel running through my house. And then there was this and there was that. And there was maybe another squirrel. Squirrels are everywhere. Anyway. I only just sent it a couple of moments ago. And Nancy Co, hello, welcome. And Vera, hello from Wisconsin. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you on here for a little while. Welcome. It's so nice to have you here with us this evening. And why don't we turn this down and we can get ready to do some crafting. Let's move this up into the camera a little bit more. A little bit of an odd camera setup again this evening, but I think we kind of have it. I think we're in a good place. Hello, Lorna, welcome. Glad you could make it. Did my cats rescue me? What was my cats rescuing me from? I don't recall. Oh, from the squirrels. Yeah. yes. The cats actually. It's pretty funny. Oscar likes to think that he's a hunter cat, but he is completely hopeless. He was watching a really dopey fly actually in this window the other day. He found it in one of the mugs there. Yes, from the squirrel. And so he's looking at this thing, and I looked, and it's like, what are you looking for? There's nothing here. And I, took everything out of the mug, and oh, lo and behold, there was a fly in the bottom, and the fly flew out, and he was in the windowsill. And then, so then he's just sort of looking at it. And so I called Felix over. Felix comes over, puts his paw on it, kind of smushes it a little bit with his paw, gets his mouth in there, gets it in his mouth, jumps down onto the floor. It was gone in no time. So Felix is the hunter cat, and Oscar is the wannabe hunter cat, but Oscar's kind of the sappy one, which is good. I like it. He's very, very, very affectionate, sometimes too affectionate. He's the one that sits on my shoulders and stuff. So I don't think he would have rescued me from a squirrel, but anyway, the squirrels just distracted me from doing some of the things I was supposed to be doing. But hey, it's all good. Hello, Terry. Welcome. Glad you are here this evening. So look at all this stuff. A few more pieces tonight. I will give you a little sneak peek for anyone that was in, I want to say, our very first online global retreat. This was one of the make and takes, and it's still my sample. I still have it around when we used the season of sheep. Maybe it wasn't our first one. Maybe it was. I don't recall. Anyway, this is the fun fold, and it's an awesome way to show off some beautiful designer series paper. Designer series paper that is on sale all this month. So if you haven't stocked up on any yet, you still have till the end of June to do so, but that's not really that far away, so don't wait too long. We did have free shipping yesterday, but we don't have that anymore, but the designer series paper is still on sale for 15% off, so that's still a great savings. Okay, cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. You will need your trimmer for this card. We are going to cut this card base to make some of the folds for that, so you will need that. A piece of cardstock that is 3 by 5 1/4, and you've scored it at 4 1/4. You could have scored it at 1 or 4 1/4. When I use my scoreboard, I just find scoring at 1 a little squishy at the edge of the board, so I tend to do it this way. Works out the same because it's cardstock. It doesn't have an up or a down. Alrighty, 2 pieces of cardstock that are 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. Okay, and then we have some basic white cardstock, 4 by 2 1/2, and we need 2 of those. Guess where they're going? That looks like a layer. Looks like another layer. And it is indeed. Okay. One more piece of basic white cardstock, 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. And then we have some designer series paper. So we have a piece that is 5 1/4 by 4. And we have 2 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 4. And we have 2 more pieces that are 2 3/4 by 4. I hope nobody thought that was a mistake. I do have it on there twice. And I did it separate because it's 2 different patterns. It's not the end of the world if you used all one pattern. I've just switched up and used a bunch of different design series paper patterns. And then 4 high by 2 1/2 wide. Yes. Okay, so lots of designer series paper. And then of course all the usuals, stamps and ink, adhesive, embellishments, and as I mentioned, you will need your trimmer for this evening. Okay, let me get that out of the way. So we are going to start with our card base. You are going to need your trimmer for this part. So grab your trimmer and set all of these top pieces to the side for a moment. Okay, so I am going to flip this over. And so this is my mountain fold. It's going to come in. So I think I'm not going to do that. My mountain fold is going to come in. I'm not positive it matters. We're just going to do this. Okay. On the short side, at 3 inches, I'm going to put this at 3 inches, and I'm going to cut from the top to the score line. Okay. So my score line is at 4 1/4, and I'm actually going to cut up. Same thing. And then, so we want this bottom piece. So this top section, so this 3-inch piece, let me just, maybe I lied. I better get this right before we take it off. And I do lie, yes. Okay, so the bottom is the 3-inch piece. Have I cut this all wrong? No, we're just going to fold it the other way. I'm going to fold mine backwards, but that's why I did want to turn it over. Anyway, so the top piece that is 2 1/2, okay, 2 1/2, we are going to cut that off at the score line, which is 4 1/4. Okay. And cut up. Okay. So our bottom piece is 3 inches. Okay. And that's all we need to do with the trimmer. Okay. And then we're just going to fold that over and give it a nice burnish. Okay. So there is the one side of our card. This piece that we cut out, it might be the same size as something, but we're not going to use it on this card because that was just getting too confusing. I was trying to look at some old instructions and stuff, and it wasn't good. Okay, so these pieces are the same size, which is a good thing. Okay, so there's our score line, and we are just going to fold that on the score line, and then this piece is going to go right on the edge at the bottom and the right side of this card base. Okay, so we are just going to adhere that. Okay. There we go. Okay, so you just want to line this up with the bottom, and if you fold it, then you can see that it is lining up with the edge of the card. Okay, give that a nice press and just hold it for a moment. If you've used liquid glue, if you've used tape runner, you don't need to hold it, it sticks right away. I'm just going to use my bone folder and give that a nice squish. Melanie, you made it. Hello and welcome. Melanie is in New Zealand, and we have been corresponding back and forth. And of course, with the time change or the time difference, it's difficult for us to both be in the same place at the same time. But here we are. Welcome. Okay, so I have already lost it. Okay. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to take our large piece of designer series paper. This is the one that's 5 1/4 by 4, and it is going to go in this very back section. So everything is opened up, and it's going to go in this back section. With the bunnies, I'm just going to use the stripes, but we have these bunnies. I should just stick with what I was going to do. I just flipped it over and it reminded me that the bunnies are there and they're so cute. Well, we could do bunnies and do this. Going to be a lot of patterns going on if I do this, but maybe I will. Let's put the bunnies up. I may have to change what stamps I'm using, but anyway, I do like these stripes though. This is the Countryside Inn designer series paper. If you're not familiar with it, it is beautiful. It is all blues, which if you know me, that explains why I think it is so beautiful. But it really is. It's lovely, different shades of blue. This is Misty Moonlight. This is Boho Blue. This is Night of Navy. There's a little bit of balmy blue in there. It's just, it covers a whole bunch of blues. So, okay. And then these I am going to put on these edges here. So this is 2 of your pieces of designer series paper, and these are the 2 3/4. Okay, 2 3/4 by 4. These I will hide the bunnies. I'm going to put the the stripe part on for these. Don't I finally went back to the pool today. Anyone that's been following the saga of my back, it is so much better. And I finally got back in the pool today. Our synchro season is over, but I need to swim over the summer anyway to keep things going. And the physio guy said swimming is a good one. His saying is motion is lotion. So anyway, back I went. Okay, now we have I think I cut an extra piece of white cardstock. Yes, do believe I did. But that's okay because these get this and this. So your Misty Moonlight, these white ones weren't layers. They're not layers at all. Good grief. Who's leading this? Okay, do as I'm showing, not as I said. So the one, this is smaller, right? These are the same size. So these are going to go on the opposite sides. But we've put the biggest piece on here. We've got 2 3/4 by 4 on each of those sides. And now we've got the 2 1/2 by 4. And we are going to put these onto the layer, which is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. Oh, and one. Once you get the bones of this thing all sorted out, it's easy to do. Isn't that always the way? Okay, now before we attach these, we do need to put more designer series paper there. This back section is going to be just a piece of plain white cardstock for your where you can write your message. Okay, so you can put a little stamp down there. Let's see. Did I grabbed the season of sheep. Actually, I was thinking I could do some flowers to kind of go with this, but now I've got a bunny. But he's kind of in a flower patch. Maybe we'll stick with we might just stick with the flowers anyway. And then we have this little, we were using something like this. We were using some speckle sorts of things in our card class last night. I love when they put those things in these stamp sets because they're awesome for just adding a little bit of interest and fun to things. So I'm just going to grab, these flowers are actually fairly large. They're larger than on the cover. The cover doesn't show true size, but I think it will work. There we go. And I haven't, maybe I'll just use the thinking of you sentiment while I'm there. If you are using a photopolymer stamp, you can always place it upside down on your grid paper. This works better if you're over top of it, which of course I never am when I'm on camera, but line it up on your grid paper because you can see through it, and then just line your block up with your grids, and then you will get it mounted nice and straight. At least that's the theory. Okay, so this guy, we are just going to add some of these little speckles to, and I've only brought in Misty Moonlight at this point. I may need to grab the boho blue as well. Wasn't I? I thought I was. Yes, I was. Where is it? Hiding under my stamp set. There we go. I'm positive we need that, but we'll just get it handy. Okay. So I am just going to put a few of these speckles down there, just for interest, and then that is going to go in there. I'm going to close this for a minute while we sort out what else we are going to do. So these outside pieces are going to have this designer series paper. There's foxes on the back of this one, which we are not going to put face up because then we would just have too many critters, I think. So we'll just stick with the little speckles that I was planning to do for this one. Okay, there's one, and then another one. So Melanie, I guess you are starting your winter at this point in New Zealand. We are starting our summer. Yesterday was the first day of summer here in Canada. So we're starting into the nice warm weather, and I don't envy you heading into winter. Just saying. But I'm glad that you're here. Tuck inside, stay warm, and join us for some crafting. That's perfect. Okay, so this second piece of basic white, this is actually an extra piece. You don't need that. I'm not altogether sure why I wrote down that I needed 2, but I did. But what we're going to do is we are going to put one of these, and I'm going to use, you notice one of these, I have this flower pretty much in the, well, not quite center up and down, but center side to side. I'm going to put that in here because that is just, so I'm going to put this one in first, and then I can go on top of it and get everything lined up. So when you are adhering this now, okay, remember you only want adhesive on this bottom section, okay, because this needs to open. So no adhesive on this top part, or you'll have a bit of a problem opening your card. Let's go right across there, and it should be okay. Now you want this to be centered as much as you can. That looks about good, okay, and it lifts, so we know we're okay on the adhesive. Winter, spring starts on the 1st of September. Well, don't be rushing it because we're just starting into our summer and we want it to last for a while up here. So okay, this one, same thing. Don't put your adhesive all the way onto the top, or you will be in trouble. Okay, and this one you are going to put right over top, same area. Okay, and then of course I want this one also in the same area. This is the inside piece. So everything should be stacking up. And what I'm going to do for this one is I am going to set this here. Okay, so it's upside down. And then I am going to fold. Okay, I'm going to attempt to fold my card over. Okay, I'm just going to hold that in place, and then I'm going to fold this over and press it down. Hi, Sarah, welcome. Doing a little paper crafting tonight. Sarah does all sorts of crafts. Don't know that you do a lot of paper crafting, but welcome. And now, as you can see, everything hides everything. So you just have this one layer showing on the top, okay? And then this is where we are going to get into some stamping, and I'm going to use this little square and add my sentiment. This doesn't look like it's cut very square. Trimmer. Square it up a little bit. The tiniest little pieces, but it can make a difference in how your square looks square. Okay. So where'd my sentiment go? So I've got thinking of you, and I'm going to do it in Misty Moonlight. I'm going to put it right near. Sorry, I need to bring this a little bit closer just so I can hopefully get it stamped straight. I want it fairly close to the top. There we go. All right, there we go. And then I think I am going to use the boho blue, and I don't know. Or maybe I could do this with the boho and then with the Night of Navy. Two-step stamping. There's a thought. Okay, where did my... Oh, I actually tidied off my desk the other day. So now I have a little bit of a stack of cardstock scraps that need to get filed into their files, but I did get a lot of clutter off the desk, so that was a good thing. So this is the solid stamp, and I am going to stamp one off of this edge slightly, and one of this edge. Not sure this is going to look quite right. Well, it could work, perhaps. Hopefully. We think it's going to work? Okay, good. Somebody thinks it's going to work. I got some thumbs up there. Now, here's the tricky part. You want to kind of figure out which way your stamp goes, because I have no idea whether I mounted them in the same direction or not, but it goes like this. You can see this notch here is fairly easy. Not sure it's fairly easy on camera, but there is a notch here in the stamp. It is actually fairly easy to see in real life. So to believe I have it lined up now, I just need to get over top of it and get it stamped. Sorry, I'm going to pull it a little bit closer again. Am I still? I am still in it. Okay. Not quite right, but oh yeah, not quite right. I think it'll be okay. Better. Somewhat better. Okay. And then this just goes onto here wherever you like. You can put it up high, down low. In the middle. I don't really know. Didn't really think about what else I might do there. But I did, when I was cleaning up my desk, I did find this. So look, we could put this below it. A little bit of a bow going on. What do we think? I think that might work. Think it'll work? Okay, I am going to pop this up with dimensionals at the very edge of my dimensionals here. Another page is about to be finished. That's okay. We still have the last row, and I chopped it up before we started, so all cut and ready to go. So the other awesome sale that is going on this month, sale, offer, whatever, is the what they is known as the starter kit. And basically it's the best shopping deal that you can get. So if you have a wish list from the new catalog, or you want to get ready to start buying Christmas things, I'm sorry, I said that in my loud voice, didn't I? Not yet, although some of the online exclusives do have Christmas products. In any case, if you have a large list, the starter kit right now, normally you can select $165 worth of product, and you pay just $135, no tax and no shipping in Ontario. And right now, you may select $206 of product, any product that you choose, and you will still pay just $135. So it is just a smoking good deal if you have a large wish list. And would love to have you be part of our Great Stamping Believers team. I know I have a bow on here, and I know that's kind of an embellishment, but you know me and my gems, right? So, of course, we're going to add some of these iridescent pearls that I have been using all over the place lately because they are just so lovely. Not sure what you can see. Just a ever so slight pink, purple, blue hue. They're iridescent, so they reflect all the colors around them, and they're lovely. So there we go. I did only cut for one of these cards this evening, so I don't have another one to show you, but hopefully I didn't confuse you too much. Yes, Melanie, do try and make it, and if you get one made, take a picture and pop it into the comments on here. I love to see the cards that people make. Love to have you post them on Facebook, but if that's not your thing, and you want to just send me a photo, that's great too. If you send me a photo and give me permission, I will share it on Facebook so that others can be inspired by the cards that you've made. And if you'd rather just keep it between the two of us, well, that's okay. Everybody else will have to just, know that you sent me a beautiful card. But I wasn't allowed to share. So isn't the blue pretty? I agree, Terry. I mean, blue is my favorite color, but it is a lovely card. So just a little bit of a recap because I kind of messed up at the beginning here. So your regular card base, this is 3 inches, and you cut to the score line and you take the 2.5 inch piece off. Okay, so you end up with 4 1/4 by 2.5. Just measure that, make sure I'm not a liar. Yes, it is. Okay, and that was our standard card base that we started with. Okay, and then this piece had that little 1 inch scored flap that we glued down, and then we've hidden it under the designer series paper so no one would know. designer series paper on all these layers, on the next layer, on the front, and then a little bit of stamping. Yes, Terry, that is correct. The starter kit promotion is until the end of June. Thank you for reminding me, since I didn't say that. It does go to the end of June, same as the designer series paper sale that is on right now. So if you are interested in the starter kit, or you are interested in the designer series paper and you need any help with an order or anything at all, just reach out to me. I would love to assist you. And if you have any questions about becoming a member of the Great Stamping Believers group, let me know, because I would love to share more information about that. We are a very casual group. We have a lot of fun together. We craft together and inspire each other. We we give each other helpful hints, like should I put the bunnies out or should I stay with the stripes? Things like that as we're crafting together and things. So lots and lots of wonderful friendships that we develop over the course of being part of the Stampin' Up family and the Great Stampin' Believers family as well. Let me just come back here. There we go. So just one card that I've made for tonight, but I hope you got it. If you didn't, you can go back and watch the replay of this and stop it and just edit out all the parts where I go, oh no, not like that, or I told you to cut an extra piece of basic white. See, this is for your next card. Okay, so you have one piece of basic white left. You have to make another card. That's how it works, isn't it? Isn't that how it works? Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me this evening. It has been a lot of fun. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you like the card, and I hope you'll give it a try and share your card with us. As I say, post it in the comments. Love to see a pic, and I'm sure everybody would love to be inspired and see what papers you used, what colors, what stamps. We all have different things in our stash, so it's always interesting to see what people choose and what they come up with. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me, and I look forward to crafting with you again really soon. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.